What I chose to talk about with this all tonight was something that's been in my heart for some years now, and it's something that I've never really been able to get off my chest ever, because I've never really had the best of friends to tell it to. But it's something that I've struggled with all my life, and it's something that I feel like everyone at some time has struggled with, no matter what. And that's beauty. Like, everyone in this room is beautiful. You're welcome for the compliment. You're welcome. I'm a saint, I know. But everyone here is beautiful in their own way, whether it be your face or your heart or whatever. You're beautiful. Yes, Jordan, you're beautiful. You're welcome. Oh my gosh. Okay, but like Kayla, I'm gonna start off with a story. This year, I went to Colorado Springs, Colorado on a band trip, and we visited a place called Garden of the Gods, and it was amazing. And if you ever get the chance to go there, do not turn it down. Do it. Just do it. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it. It's so bad that I know that word for word. I should not. But right before I left for that trip, I'd seen my grandma one last time, and she told me that I was going to see something from God on that trip. She knew that I was gonna. And I did, and I don't think I've ever actually told her what God said to me, but she's in the back tonight, and she now gets to find out why. But I just remember I was walking through all the trails and just looking at all the rocks. And I was going slow while all my other friends were just like, speed racer, who gives two craps about what rocks. But I was walking through and all my friends were getting mad at me. They went right, I went left, and then I came up to this one rock, and I just remember I can still see it clear as day today whenever I think about it. Just on the right is just absolutely beautiful rock, and then on the left is like eroded crap. And it looked awful compared to what was on the other side. And it just, what God really put on my heart was, at that moment, was this. And it says, we stand here today and call these rocks beautiful. These rocks that in 2 years we'll say are nothing. We call them beautiful now. But when it comes to everyday life and the people around us, we have the guts to call the people made in God's image ugly and not good enough. Are we better than rocks at all? Like, as humans, are we seriously better than rocks if we have the guts to tell the people who were made in God's image beautiful? It says in 1 Corinthians 15:41 that beauty comes in so many different ways. It talks about how the moon has its own beauty and the stars have its own beauty, and just the night itself has its own beauty. And I think that's really great. Like, none of us are beautiful in the same way. Like, I'm not going to be as beautiful as Neil ever. Because it's not possible. I'm beautiful, and Neil's beautiful, but we're both beautiful in different ways. And I think that's really great. And just another point that was really hit me hard was that we're made in God's image. Like, most beautiful person, an amazing person ever, we're made in His image, and just to be in His likeness. Like, I think that's really great. It says in Genesis 1:27, so God created human beings in His own image. His own image, oh crap, I typed that twice. In His own image, God created them. Male and female created them. Like, He literally made me and you in His image. That's so amazing to me. Like, somehow, we're as beautiful as God. Somehow. And yet, some people still have the guts to walk around and say, I'm not beautiful, or you're not beautiful, or you're not good enough. I just think that's really, I don't even know. Like, I don't know. I can't say it. But another point that really stuck me hard was how it said in Psalms 193, 13 through 16, how God literally made every part of us. Like, every single part of us, before we were even a thought, or like in our mom's bellies, he was sitting up in heaven. Like, this is what I picture when I think of this verse. Like, he's sitting up in heaven in his own rocking chair, because I think of like a grandma. He's like knitting us together right there in heaven, just like rocking back and forth, like, yeah, you're mine. Make you beautiful. Don't worry. I got you. Like, that's what I picture when I think of this. Like, I can just see him up in heaven, just like, it's okay, you're gonna be beautiful. You might not be now, but you're gonna be beautiful. I just think that's really great. But just, I guess, to show you guys how this has really affected me in my life, just a little short testimony of like what I've been through to how God's put this on my heart. Most of my life I've moved around a lot, and it was tough on me because I was never able to have constant friends until about like middle school or high school area. And going from 5th to 6th grade, in 5th grade I was homeschooled, and I got thrown into a public school where I knew no one. And it sucked for my 6th grade year because I knew no one, but I grew to make friends. But I didn't make friends with the best of people, and they really turned me away from God. And by probably the middle of my 7th grade year, I was distant from God. Like, I was so far away from Him, I basically said, I can do this better on my own, because what have you done for me in the past year and a half that has actually helped me at all? And then I kept going and just moving further and further away from God, and it was towards the end of my 8th grade year, and I had started dating a girl. Yes, I dated in middle school. I was super stupid sometimes, but hey, whatever. Dude, I did too. It was bad. But I started dating this girl, and she was at all not the best. She was kind of bad. And she got me very depressed, and it was just a very bad part in my life. And it's something that I really would never wish on anybody else or myself again, because it absolutely sucked. And then I had dealt with this season of just depression throughout that like last 2 months of school into the summer. Then I started band camp. Yes, I'm a band nerd. Deal with it. Deal with it. And yes, this one time at band camp. But I just remember I had went to band camp. I just met this really amazing girl, and she was the best. Yes, I'm sucking up to my girlfriend right now. You can deal with it. But she really turned my life around in many ways. She really got me back on the path of following God and getting back to where I am today. And it really helped me a lot to have that, because I had grown up being called fat and ugly, sometimes gay for some reason, I don't know why. Not good enough, but it was constant insult after insult after insult, and I was the person who took every insult to heart, and it was not good, and that's really what led to my severe depression. And to just be able to have someone in my life who's really like pushing all this stuff at me and really telling me and forcing it down my throat that I am good enough, beautiful, I'm amazing, like, it really helped me. And then it was probably March when I came back here. I had been here years before, but I won't get into that today. But I came back here. I just remember the first night I came back here, there was no sermon. The worship was that great. I was crying by the end. And I was begging to have God back in my life. Like, it hit me that hard that I was on my knees crying that I wanted God back. And that I was telling Him, I'm beautiful, I'm good enough, nothing can stand in my way. And then from there, we went to camp, which is really where it solidified everything of, I'm beautiful, good enough, anything that stands in my way, I can get past it with God. And it really helped me at camp to be able to have that great experience. So these are basically repetitive, and I'm probably just going to go through these really quick. But it's 3 steps to see your beauty and the beauty in other people. The first one to see your beauty is just ask God. If you're just bummed out, saying you're nothing, just pray to God and ask him to show you something. It says in 1 Timothy 2:9-10, inner beauty should be our first priority. We shouldn't be the white chicks on Instagram who are like, look at my boobs, like, yeah, I'm beautiful because I got big boobs. Like, not, like, guys do this too. I know guys do this too. They'll be on Instagram showing off their abs, like, yeah, look at me, I'm sexy. No, like, no. Exactly. Joe just totally gave a great description of that. But to move on from that disturbing fact, the second thing on this is just block out the lies from the devil and any other person who's trying to chop you down around you. If people are around you telling you that you're stupid, telling you that you're retarded or not good enough, you never amount to anything, you need to leave them like in a matter of minutes, because they will not help you get closer to God at all. It just won't happen. And then the third one is to focus on what God told you and improve on it. If he tells you a certain aspect in your life that you're beautiful, take hold of it and run with it. Like, improve it to greater lengths and just greater sizes, really. And then, just like I said, this one's repetitive to see beauty in other people. Just don't be that person who sees that one person sitting across the food court and is like, ew, ugly. Yeah. Yeah, Jonas. Yeah. Ugly. Don't be that person. I love you, Jonas. You know that. But, like, actually, if you're like, I know most of us are teenagers, so and so, but, like, if you see that one person, like, in the cafeteria sitting alone, don't be like, ew. Ew. Ew, they're a nerd. Ew. Like, go up to them and actually try to talk to them. I've met some really great people by just saying hi. Like, in class, they'll be sitting there alone, and I'll just be like, hey, what's up? Never talked to them before in my life. Just, hey, how you doing? It says in 1 Samuel 16:7, people judge by the outward appearance, but God looks at the heart. And I just feel like that's how we need to see people. It's not here, it's here. We can't judge from what's right here, because that's not the picture. The picture's here. I feel like that's what we need to look at. And then, if you really can't tell anything, then go to God. Because God will tell you what is beautiful about them. Like, if I didn't know what was beautiful about Joe, which I do, I'd just be like, God, yeah, totally. You're sure? But, like, I can just go to God and be like, hey, what's beautiful about Joe? Like, what? Like, what can I see in Joe? What can other people see in Joe that just makes him beautiful? And he will tell you. Like, I promise. He's going to tell you. And then you just got to help them grow. Help them. Like, if you find it and they can't see it, tell them what God told you and help them run with it. It's not bad to help people. I feel like that's our generation. Like, oh, hey, he's carrying a TV up 3 flights of stairs. Yeah. Or the Ross moment in Friends. Pivot, pivot, pivot. Like, help them. It's okay. I know. I was raised on some weird TV shows. But I just feel like that's what we need to see as for people who are just walking around in school and just, like, I feel like our generation is very judgmental and not in a good way. Because, like, I feel like as we walk around school and we see these people who aren't like us and they don't have the qualities like us, we tend to look down on them. Like, we can't do that. Like, it's just so bad. I'm saying like way too much. Like. But we just have to look further. I know there's the quote, like, never judge a book by its cover. Like, I just thought of this on the It sucks. Like. But but you just have to look a little further. Read the first page. If you're going through the library and you're looking at books, you find one that's like kind of interesting, read the first page. True, same. I hate reading.
Reading is fun.
That's what movies are for.
Thank you. Preach it. True. I think I'm going like way over. Yeah, I've gone like 5 minutes over.
You're good.
Am I good? Okay. You're hungry? I heard someone's hungry. Oh. I heard you're doing great. Someone's hungry. I got confused. But just like, don't stand around and look at people and judge them by what you see right there. If we did that all our life, then what would people be to us? Like, really? If I walked around my school and just judged everyone by what I saw right there and never actually went up to someone, said hi, asked them how their day was, what are we going to get to know of them? Because if that's the case, then we're never going to know anyone and we're going to be loners. Nobody wants to be a loner. So go up to someone, say hi, and just do it.
Do it!
Thank you. That's all I have.